representing Team 1, I'm Connor Allison. How many times do we find ourselves in front of a screen like this? We could be casually sitting at a desk, on a laptop, sitting on a couch looking at our phone. We're constantly absorbed with technology. Now, technology has been a huge benefit to society over the years. We've been able to streamline communication, where we can get messages across the world in seconds. We've been able to conduct business and perform purchases online, to have products come to our door in mere hours. Technology and its advances have benefited society in countless ways. But when I asked my grandpa why he didn't have a phone, a laptop, any form of technology, he gave me a simple answer. His logic was, well, I don't want everyone to know what I'm doing with every second of my life. Now, I kind of scoffed and brushed this off my shoulder as a teenager, not really knowing what he meant. I thought he was just out of date, out of touch. He didn't want to admit that he couldn't learn how to use technology, things of the like. However, I'm starting to see more and more truth in his statement. We're often in positions where data is so easily accessible for each individual that we come in contact with. We're constantly leaving traces when we surf the internet, our browsing history, our purchasing history. And businesses like this information so they can predict our behaviors when it comes to consumerism. Business analysts have determined that 5,200 gigabytes of information exist on the internet for each person on the planet. To put this in perspective, 1,000 novels, average in length, can fit on 1 gigabyte of information. This immense amount of information can be found for every individual, and it takes the form of videos, photos, sensitive information like credit card numbers, social security information, home addresses, email addresses. Anything that we do or say on the internet can be traced back to us, even where we even perform the search in the form of IP addresses. Now, there's so much data, and we wonder, why is it collected? Why is it important? Well, as I said before, businesses like knowing and predicting what we're going to do. They want to offer us the best services and products to fill our needs, but they also want to use this data to gain more and more authority, which is why it's such a big responsibility for businesses to protect data. Why should you protect data? Preserve privacy. Privacy is something we often take for granted. As individuals and families, we don't really know it until it's gone. It's not something we can see or feel all the time, but it comes through environments of security, being able to be alone, not feeling like we're being watched or listened to. And technology has infringed upon this right for many individuals. Many devices are listening to us and tracking our every move. It's true, and it can be scary at times. Hopefully, it's used all with good, well-intended purposes. Earl Warren, a former governor of California, when talking about the topic of privacy, stated, "The fantastic advances in the field of electronic communication constitute a greater danger to the privacy of the individual. As technology becomes more and more easy to use, more and more easily accessible, we sacrifice our rights to privacy in a way. We leave footprints no matter where we go on the internet, and what we do or say can come back to us, as we've seen happen to many people over the years." So why else should you protect data? I'm going to turn the time over now to Jessica Call.
Respect customers. The growing importance of technology today has brought to life many moral and ethical questions regarding data use and privacy. How does a company use our personal information to benefit us? But more importantly, where is the limit? In 2019, a low-level hacker forum exposed 540 million Facebook users' data. This data included phone numbers, Facebook IDs, bios, birth dates, email addresses, and locations. And although this happened 2 years ago, Aaron Holmes said, "While it is a couple of years old, the leaked data could prove valuable to cybercriminals who use personal information to impersonate people and scam them into handing over login credentials." Many people who join companies such as Facebook are trusting them with their personal information. However, when their data is exposed, it is a huge violation of privacy and also a breach of trust. Marketing automation tracks every single click that we make throughout our buying process. However, this can be problematic when personal information is exposed. Andrew Pohl, a statistician for Target, created an algorithm identifying 25 products that, when bought together, indicated that a woman was pregnant. He said, "If we could identify them in their second trimester, there's a good chance we could capture them for years. This is a great business strategy." However, in 2012, an angry father called Target demanding to speak with a manager. He explained that his teenage daughter had been receiving baby-related coupons. And he also accused Target of encouraging teenage pregnancy. Now, come to find out, a few days later, the father called back and he apologized for his inconvenience, and he stated that his daughter would be expecting her first child within the next few months. Not only did Target know that this teenager was pregnant before her parents did, they also exposed her information. The International Data Corporation proved that 80% of consumers would leave a company if their data had been breached. Unfortunately, there is a very fine line between personalized customer experience and customer invasion. Many wonder why businesses collect data at all. Wouldn't it be easier if there wasn't data to steal? Not exactly. While customers won't stay with a business that can't respect or protect their personal data, they also won't stay with a business that does not know enough about them to build a relationship. Many companies are learning how to protect their customers' data. Lindsay Kent said, "Protecting customers' data is a necessity, especially to establish respect, loyalty, and in many cases, repeat business." What is the most important reason you should protect data?
Cultivate trust. How many of us has had our data mined? Have you ever been researching something on a website or wanting to purchase something and started receiving pop-up ads for that same thing later? Corey Garn, a local consumer, experienced this firsthand last Christmas season. I sat down with him to get his side of the story. Mr. Garn told me that his wife was mentioning that she wanted to purchase a pair of hiking boots online. After she had made the purchase, she told him. A couple days later, Mr. Garn started receiving pop-up ads from that company on an application he used frequently. I asked Mr. Garn how this made him feel, and he said, "Like an invasion of privacy." Mr. Garn was concerned and confused on how the company had gotten his information and started bringing up ads on an application he used almost every single day. He lost trust for the company and the application after this situation. If the company had protected Mr. Garn's data, he wouldn't have lost trust in the company, and the company would have been able to retain a customer. The same thing goes for the application. By By cultivating trust, companies can understand the needs of their clients better. The Digital Project Manager is an educational website that provides guidance in project management. In a recent post, they talk about the book, The Trusted Advisor, as well as the idea of the trust equation. The trust equation equals credibility plus reliability plus intimacy divided by your self-orientation. Let's break these components down. Credibility is defined as the quality of being trusted or being believed. Reliability is defined as the quality of being trustworthy or performing consistently well. Intimacy is a close familiarity, a friendship. And self-orientation is the idea of you in the equation. For example, if you are making decisions based on your own self-interest, clients will be able to tell. It is important to realize how your actions affect your clients. By understanding the components of the trust equation, we can better understand the needs of our clients. Trust is needed at all levels of business, and by having cultivated trust with a client, we can better protect data. So how do we cultivate trust with our customers and clients? The Trusted Advisor, the book mentioned previously, has a 5-step process for cultivating trust. The first is to engage with the client that you want to build trust with. Second, listen to the client and understand their concerns. Third is to reframe their concerns to show that you understand. Fourth is to envision the goals that you can achieve together. And fifth is to commit to the role you have assigned to yourself with your client. Cultivating trust is very important to building relationships with customers and clients. By protecting data, we can cultivate trust. We've talked about the many reasons why you should protect data. Let's review. Preserve privacy. Respect customers. Cultivate trust. Protect data. Thank you.